Okay, so today's practice is a little bit more than yesterday's. So yesterday we did this. Y'all were learning to solve, right? By using the zero product property, which basically said that if you had your factors and it was equal to 0, that you could use the property to solve. So again, to recap, you had your factors. So one of them was x minus 4. The other one was x minus 5. And all you had to do was set each one equal to 0, right? Remember this? And then from here, you could solve. So I know that I would have to add 4 here, add 4 here. That would go away. Bring down your x. And 0 plus 4 is 4. And then on this one, in order to get rid of this negative 5, we would add 5. That'd go away, bring down your x is equal, and 0 plus 5 was 5. So my two solutions were 4 and 5. Okay? So now, with this, if you notice, all you're given is an equation. Alright? You're not given the factors. So we're learning to solve by factoring. So, this is the hard part. This is the long part. Y'all remember how to factor? So, with this one, for example, remember you have your quadratic that's always in ax squared plus bx plus c, right? It's your trinomial. So this a right here, this is a 1, 3, negative 10, right? I know that this is the one that's inside my box, right? And this 1x squared is what goes here. This negative 10 is what goes here. And these are the two boxes that I need. Alright, do y'all remember the rule for those two boxes? Those two boxes, the two numbers, right? Do you remember? The two numbers, they need to multiply to your a times your c. So a times your c, I don't have enough space here, so I'm going to rewrite this. Okay, so the two numbers that go here need to multiply to your a times your c, and then they need to add to the b. You remember that? So for example, here, what's my a times my c? So my a is 1, my c is negative 10. If I multiply that, 1 times negative 10, I should have negative 10. So my a times my c here is negative 10, and then the b is the 3. So that's what I'm going to put here in the box. So remember, you go to Desmos and you type in x times y, and this is what you're leaving there. And we said that the a times the c was a negative 10. And then x plus y equals b, which we said the b was 3. So you put in a 3, and then you're looking for where they cross. So your two missing numbers are negative 2 and a positive 5. So a negative 2, doesn't matter where you put it, positive 5, and also remember, this is the box that has the x. Alright, so then you just factor outward, right? Here, the x squared, the only way to break it up is x and x. X times what will give me negative 2x, negative 2, and x times what will give me positive 5x, positive 5. So your factors would be x plus 5 and x minus 2. So now, you just factored it, right? So now what we got to do is set each factor equal to 0 so we can solve. So my first factor, I got x plus 5, so we can just take it on the side over here. X plus 5 equals 0. Solve for that. How would you get rid of a plus 5? Minus 5. That goes away. So x is equal to 0 minus 5 is minus 5, negative 5. That's one of them. And then the other one, x plus minus 2, set that equal to 0. How do you get rid of a negative 2? Positive 2. That goes away. So the other one is, what's 0 plus 2? 2. So my solutions are negative 5 and 2. So you can list them I know it's not that much space, but it says write your answer using curly braces, meaning this little number right here. So I'm going to write it off. I'm going to write it right here. So your solutions would be -5, 2. Okay, both of them. So x equals both of them. So I'm going to actually kind of do a bit with you because I know this is a lot. So the first thing you need to remember is we're factoring first. So we're setting them equal to 0. That way the zero product property works. And I forgot to do that in the first one. So it doesn't matter. I know my A is a 1, my B is a 4, my C is a 3. So I know that this is what's going to go inside my box, right? I know the 1x squared goes here. The +3 goes here. And these are the two numbers. Okay, this is where you'll got to remember. Those two numbers, where do they come from? You're going to leave this in your calculator. These two numbers, they need to multiply to your A times your C, and they need to add up to your B. So here, what's your A times your C for this problem? So they're going to, for this problem, they're going to multiply to what number? And then the B. So here, my A times my C, 1 times 3 is 3, obviously. So that's what I'm putting here in the x times y. So x times y would give me 1 times 3, which is 3. And then the x plus y, you put the b value, and what's the b value? 4. So we'll put a 4 there. And that gives you your missing numbers. Your missing numbers are +1, +3. Doesn't matter where you put them. +1, +3, and don't forget this is the box with the x. So again, very simple. How do you break up the x squared? X and x times what will give you 1x squared, a 1, and x times what will give you 3x. I'm sorry, x times 1 will give you 1x, not x squared, sorry. And x times what will give you 3x, a 3. So your factors are x plus 3 and x plus 1. So remember, we were supposed to set it equal to 0, so it's still equal to 0, meaning I can do the zero product property, meaning you set each one equal to 0. So I got x plus 3 equal to 0. How do you get that alone? You do -3, -3. So x is equal to 0 minus 3 is -3, -3. The next one is x plus 1 equals, set that one equal to 0. How do you get rid of a plus 1? -1. So x is equal to, x is equal to 0 minus 1 is -1. So your solution here for this one, write it off to the side. Number 1, your solution, your x is equal to -1, -3. Okay. So let's do a couple more. Let's see. Let's look at number 3. So number 3 again, this is what's in your box. Your A is a 1. The B here, when there's no number, it is a 1. And your C is the -2. So this is what goes in your box here. Your first term always goes here. Y'all remember it. Last term, -2, goes here. And these are the two missing boxes that we need. And again, I know that it's the x times y, they gotta equal A times C. And your x plus y, the two numbers have to equal your A times your C, and the two numbers have to equal the B. Or add up to the B, sorry. So here, your A times your C, what's your A and your C? Okay, so 1 times the -2, that's going to give me -2. And then the B is, what's the B here? A 1. So you put the 1 here. So you look for the intersect. So your two missing numbers are a -1 and a +2. Doesn't matter where you put them. Just remember this is the box that has the x. So I could put my -1 and my +2 here. So again, now we can just factor outward. How do you break up the x squared? You have an x here and an x here. X times what will give you the -1x here? -1, and x times what here will give you this +2, x +2. So your factors are, I'm going to write them in a different color, x plus 2 and x minus 1. So remember this was equal to 0, meaning that we can use the zero product property, meaning we can set each one equal to 0. Okay. So then here, how do you solve for +2? You do a -2. That will go away. X is equal to 0 minus 2 is a -2. And then on this one, how do we get rid of a -1? +1. So that will cancel. Bring down your x. 0 plus 1 is 1. So your two solutions, your x is equal to -2, comma, 1. Your x's are equal to -2 and 1. So you have both solutions. Okay. Going ahead and do one more to get you situated to finish the front. Okay. Because everyone should be able to finish the front. We did this for way too long, guys. So let's look at number 6. So first identify the A, it's a 1, your B is a -1, right? And the C is a -20. So again, this will go in our box here. X squared goes here. -20 goes here. And these are the two missing boxes that I need. Okay, so again, to repeat the two numbers, they're going to multiply to your A times your C. And they're going to add up to the B. So all you got to do is fill in the blanks. So what's your A and your C? What's 1 times -20? Obviously, so in this box, my A times my C was -20. And then in this box, X plus Y, I need to put the B. So this one I put the B. And what is the B? Is a -1. So you put -1. Right? Again, look for where they intersect. Your two missing numbers are -5, 4. So it doesn't matter where you put them. Just don't forget this is the box that has the X. So -5, +4, doesn't matter. And then lastly, how do you break up the X squared? You have X and X. X times what will give you the -5X? -5, and X times what will give you the +4? +4. So your two factors here, again, I'm going to write them in a different color, are X minus 5 and X plus 4. So again, we set this up to 0 to begin with. That means I can do the zero product property. So each one will set equal to 0, each factor. So X minus 5 will be equal to 0. And X plus 4 will be equal to 0. Okay, and then you just solve. How do you get rid of a -5? Do a +5 to both sides, so that'll cancel. Bring down your X. 0 plus 5 is 5. And then X plus 4, how do you get rid of +4? -4. So X is equal to 0 minus 4 is a -4. So your two solutions, your X is equal to 5 and -4. Okay, that's what this means by the curly braces. So you should be able to finish up the front. No questions asked. You should be able to finish up the front. And I'm going to guide you through some of the ones on the back in the next video.